So between life and you, I don't say it is difficult because you have got a lot of inspiration from the dance which happened before me. So I treat it as if it is the first session. So astrology is the first god is the sun. Most of the time, after the innovation of so many things, the Sunday is supposed to be the auspicious day to the Sanatana Dharma and also astrologers, but somehow it has become the lazy day for most of us. But ICAS, again, because we are learning and investing time on Sunday, in fact, we are putting the good use of Sunday, in fact, by visiting ICAS. Lot of times people ask whether I learned astrology by coming to ICAS, that you cannot promise because 2 into 2 is not 4 in astrology. Lot of time people just hoodwink, they say you need to have intuition. But astrology comes with practice and also some amount of worshipping some people, which is including our forefathers, because Pitrus, we don't even perform those things which are required. So all that will come through the satsanga, at least by spending your time purposefully, because on Sunday you are not supposed to eat non-vegetarian, apply oil, or all that. But we always do, we visit the barber shop only on Sunday. Because that is the only one day available for all of us. Okay? With that small hint, that 2 into 2 is not 4 in astrology. And lot of times, ICAS also brings the people to the crossroads and leaves them by giving 20 subjects. I am a part of ICAS, so I can take the liberty telling it. So there are some feedback which students also should give, so that it is not that 20 years back when I was very young, whatever ICAS has made as a syllabus should be taught even today. Okay? So we have all walks of life coming to the ICAS today, from singers to the dancers to everybody. By studying their charts, we learn much faster than going through the book, which is written ages back. And today the classic was is B.V. Raman book or BP2L book or something which is written yesterday, but not the BPHS original printed in maybe 1900 or 1970s. Nobody opens those classics. Okay? So I request you to spend some time on seeing the classics. Now, firstly, hearty congratulations to Amirpet team under the leadership of Dr. Vani Vinod for organizing and putting up this type of conference. And I think whoever introduced the breaks in between, the breaking the monotony of the astrology or the boredom, mixing up with the Venus, or in fact in Gemini, Sun is the Karaka for the Kalakar. Venus is always the pursuits, the Moon is always the pursuits of lighter things and relaxation, the mind, etc. So that is always important. Learning those principles behind each aspect of it. If somebody can speak well, how his Mercury is aiding him, that is how you have to learn those things. And in fact, you should learn observing it, and always, because how much you can squeeze into your brain, there is a limitation. Okay? Now coming back to my topic, which is marriage matching, whether it is required. In fact, before that, I want to make an official request to Anjali sir and other people around. Psychology should also be part of the astrology. Purposefully you should have, because you are going to be a counselor. A counselor without, in US, if you are an astrologer, probably if you don't have a certificate, probably you may go ahead, but ultimately marriage counseling is more relevant today's scenario, because a lot of times adjustment is becoming a nightmare. There is no adjustment here. The ego plays, he has again 3 versions. The way you have subconscious, conscious mind, you have ego also. Regular ego is required, self-esteem is important. But false ego causes a problem. Okay? So the adjustment is lacking today. The matching, whether it can take care of those problems, we don't know. But just looking at 36 points and out of the 35 points has come, and if that is a very good perfect match, probably we are doing a mistake. So what I am going to talk is beyond those quotas, 36 points, because today everybody is seeing in the computer. They can type there, and if at all somebody gives the perfect time, I have seen some people, even they manage to adjust the horoscope and use to the astrologist to match it, because there is a Kujidosha. Somebody told there is a Kujidosha, so let me change time here and there.
in fact, a lot of people may not do it, but there is such thing also possible. So in marriage, the important planet for marriage happiness is Venus. For male and female, the common, because Venus indicates whether you can enjoy in any scenario, whether you are a single, whether you are married, if you can enjoy, or if there is a domestic happiness, it is the moon, because fourth house, common natural zodiac, and the Venus gives you within your own means. Even if I am earning 10,000 rupees, if my Venus is good, within that 10,000 also I can be happily enjoy myself. I will give an example. When I was working in Calcutta, there used to be a time 5 rupees, roadside auto wala stops his auto, goes to a food stall guy with egg, some soup, 5 rupees meals, and he is very happily enjoys his food and goes to the next work. Whether he has enjoyed the 5 rupees is not the cost. So your Venus is good, whether it's a domestic happiness, marriage happiness, or your self in control, the Venus is important. But when Venus is with Ketu, because we are not able to manufacture the horoscope as per our wish. We are born with some amount of coding. So whether you are tuning to 92.4 or 98.3, you are only trying to tune to the cosmic energies. And how much of you, your remote is outside or internally. Lot of times our remotes are outside. When somebody praises, you feel happy. When somebody says that you are not good enough, always there is a comparison in the family. Your elder brother is IAS, your younger brother is doctor, he is in US. So there is a peer pressure created in the chain. So we are putting lot of pressure, and astrologically you can address those issues. Okay. Now when there is a Ketu, Ketu is what we understand as a moksha karaka or a detachment planet. Jupiter says enjoy. Ketu says what is there at the end of the day. Okay, even at 20th year, it gives a philosophy that you are 60 years. Now, Bhagavad Gita says, okay, at the end of the day, you have to go this world. So why you want to do it? At 20th year, why can't you be sannyasi? Okay? So, second, whenever Saturn aspects the Venus, again, Karaka for 6th and 8th and 12th house, Saturn. Okay? Saturn has a very good quality. You want to empty your problems. Rahu is the planet which continuously wanted to add to your bag. By giving materialistic pleasures, Rahu always adds to your kitty, whereas Saturn wants, by giving your quarterly exam, half-yearly exam, annual exams, he wants you to promote to the next level. So this Saturn and Rahu, when they say they act together or whatever, Kujavat Ketu or whatever, Senvat Rahu, but they are not unique. One person is trying to add the problems by showing the materialistic pleasures and the gains. The other planet want to empty and make you nishkama. Okay. So when Saturn aspects the Venus, he takes away the juice of the Venus. Venus is a juicy planet, it is a watery sign, it does well, and it exalts in Pisces. So the dryness of the Saturn, the slowness of the Saturn, and socially, whenever Saturn person is active in the person, he will not even look into your eyes. He will go into an isolation. 12th house Karaka is an isolation. When Saturn is in the Lagna, even if it is in the Tula, don't treat he is an exalted, he is a debilitated planet in the Lagna. So whenever he is in the Lagna, the person try to wake up, he doesn't see the sunrise anytime. Why I am telling this is, whenever you see Sun in the 7th house, natural zodiac is a debilitated in Tula. So whenever Sun is in 7th house, please look into that Sun is not good in the chart. Okay. Sun in the malefics in the 7th house is not considered good, including the Sun. Especially Rahu in the 3rd, 7th and 11th, because Kama Trikona, 3, 7, 11 houses, and the influence of Rahu, especially the Lagna Lord is also in the 3, 7, 11. That means Kama Trikona occupied by the Lagna Lord and the Rahu. So what happens? There is a flirting behavior. flirting behavior because Kama Trikona is, because Rahu is a Maya, illusion. It says what you are enjoying here with your partner or whatever is not good enough. You are such a person, you need the extra enjoyment for you beyond. This is important. Whenever your fourth house has a Ketu and fourth lord is in the eighth house, people look beyond for some comforts. That too secretive affairs. And whenever your fifth house is involved, there is a love, romance, and there is a good combination. If it is a 5-7-11, 2-7-11 combination, is good. If there is not a malefic influence, if there is a benefic influence on them. But seventh lord should not be too strong, it should not be too weak. It should not be debilitated, it should not be exalted. Seventh lord is like a harmonious, like it is clutch and break type of scenario. Seventh lord strong, it gives you benefic relation, +1, +2, +3. Debilitated, one person will exit your life and second person will come to you. Either side there is a problem, it is like a sword, double-edged sword. Next level, whenever without 7, 5, 8, 12 is involved, because these are all the things which you need to study in the chart. Whenever 5, 8 and 12 combination, you will see without involvement of 7, 7 is a legal bond. With marriage, anything you happen, 7 is indicated. 5, 8, 12 is premarital sex or affairs. It indicates those two things because there is no legal honor or commitment for that match. Dual signs are very, very difficult signs to manage in case of marriage. Seventh Lord and Venus, both in Navamsa and D1, when they occupy the dual signs, it indicates duality. We know the duality means. So, normal zodiac 3, 6, 9, 12s, they are difficult in terms of, especially 7th Lord and the Venus going into the dual signs. And if it is repeated from Moon, if it is also in the D9, it indicates a definite combination for multiple marriages. If Lagna Lord is in the Lagna also, can cause, because Lagna Lord when he is strong at aspect in the 7th house, the person will have the tendency, it is astrology is a probability, so there is nothing written on the stone, so we need to see the other combinations as well. Retrograde 7th Lord or a planet sitting in the 7th house. Okay, this is a pointer for you to just look at. So we need to match carefully, especially with the 7th Lord is retrograde or planet sitting in the 7th house is retrograde. Coming to impotency yoga, especially in the male, Mercury and Saturn in the 7th house or 7 sitting planet, any planet sitting in the 7th house, if they are in the Navamsa of Mercury or Saturn in D9, that also indicates it is an impotency yoga or Namartha yoga. And in such cases, especially in Kanya Lagna, if Mercury in D1 is in the Meena, it also because Mercury is debilitated also and the combination of Saturn, because they are the unique planets, one need to be careful about them. In Gemini, there is Upapada Lagna and second from Upapada we need to consider for marriage purpose. Any exalted planet aspect in Upapada or second from Upapada. Similarly, any debilitated planet as per Gemini, Rasi Drushti is influencing, we need to be careful about matching those. Second house and 7th house, or second lord or 7th lord, these two connectivity with 6th, 8th and 12th lords. So combination because 7 if the marriage, 6th is the negation house, 12th house. So it indicates the litigation or quarrel, any amount of misunderstandings between the couple. So 7th lord and the 6th lord combination are 7, 8th and 12th. These three indicates, especially in KP, always it says 2, 7, 11 is the marriage combination, Krishnamurti Paddhati. And whenever there is a 6, 8, 12 added to the 7, so whether it always testing times in the marriage. Delays in marriage, Saturn in the 7th house or in the Lagna, definitely before 30th year you will not have an opportunity of marriage most of the time, even if there is a benefic aspect, but that is a common indication. Most of the charts will have this problem of delays. And the Ashtavarga Bindus, when you are seeing 2nd, 7th and 12th house, because 12th is also important in the marital happiness, blood pleasures or whatever. So the amount of at least 28, the average 28 points in these houses in Ashtavarga, it gives you a good amount of success in the marriage. There is a Sumangali Yoga, when you are seeing it, especially in the female horoscope, if no malefics to the trines of the Mars, this is called a Sumangali Yoga. That means the person, that means husband will and the family will stay together for a long time. That combination is given. In D1 and D30, when you are comparing, I am trying to speed up to honor the commitment that I have to send you to the lunch. D30, though it is mentioned in the chart that Trimsamsha is in the female horoscope, it is given, but it is equally important for the male also, because the character is important for anybody, both male or female. In that case, if Venus, Mars Lagnas and Saturn Lagnas in the D1, somebody native has his Lagna falling into Mars, Saturn and Venus. And D30, if same thing is repeated in the Lagna, in D30 Trimsamsha, if the Lagna is repeated, so different results are given. In fact, you can refer to Varaha Mehra translated versions, whatever is available with you. There is a clear-cut thing whether it is what type of problems it causes. The chastity, whether it is before marriage, during the marriage, or whatever things were given, it is given. But for that, one need to have the accurate timing. But the time should be available for you to use the D30. Most of the time we see worrying about Venus and Mars combination, and sometimes people talk ill about them, but physical attraction is important. So between male and female, the female's Mars and the male's Venus should be matched, and irrespective of the outside fights, and this is one combination which works well. But lot of times it is told in Paradipika also, Vrishabha Lagna, Venus in the Scorpio is not considered good, but I have seen lot of charts, even including our ICAS members, where Mars-Venus combination, including in the 7th house, has not given that type of things, where sometimes it says Jupiter is a very big planet, but I have a different things to offer. Okay, Jupiter is a planet responsible for adultery. Even in the so-called gurus, some people have the background which is not very good. In such cases also, Jupiter has all good qualities as well as bad, and all planets behave like we behave in a given situation. So that means as a human psychology, whatever way we behave, so planets also behave, or planets behave the way we are behaving. Saturn, what they do is it seals the problem. From outside, it gives an impression these people are good, but especially with Mars cannot be controlled by Jupiter. If somebody says, because Jupiter is aspect in the Mars, and though it is in the 4th house or 7th house or 8th house, Kujdosha is nullified because benefic aspect of Jupiter is falling there, please be aware of it. It is, in fact, please refer to a book written by Mridula Trivedi on marriage, and she has highlighted this point with several examples. There are Marana Karakasthanas, especially certain planets in certain houses, they are detrimental for the benefic results. That means they are not supposed to give you benefic results. One need to be wary. For example, Sun in the 12th house, Moon in the 8th house, Mars in the 7th house, Mercury in the 4th house, Jupiter in the 3rd house, even if it is own house. For example, for Libra Lagna, if Jupiter is in the Dhanusu, even in own house, 3rd house is not good. Venus in the 6th house, because it is a natural zodiac mate, Virgo is the debilitation sign. So Venus in the 6th house, that is called Bhrugu Shatka. In the matching we need to see Saturn in the Lagna, Rahu in the 9th. These are all some of the things which are Marana Karakasthana, because okay. So then Venus, From Miduna to Kanya, those 4 houses, whenever Venus is in the Miduna and Kanya, plus Karkataka and Simha, one need to be applying breaks and see additional combinations. Miduna is a duplicity sign, and again Kanya is a Mercury sign. Mercury stands for anything duality. Okay, so Venus sitting in the Karkataka, also there are few combinations which are given. Most of the time we also come across whether sometimes a person is crossing 30th year, 35th year, marriage is not happening. People will ask also whether there is a marriage yoga or not. Take from your Janma Nakshatra, second Nakshatra, which is called Vivaha Tara. Vivaha Tara, that Nakshatra Adhipati is the Vivaha Tara Lord, and if he is connected with 3, 7, 11 houses, if he is connected to the 3, 7, 11 houses or 3, 7, 11 lords, marriage is guaranteed. Mr. V.P. Goyal in his, one of his books he has written whether there is a good relation or bad relation, whether this marriage will sustain or not. He said in the D9, take the dispositor of the Jupiter, take the Navamsha, and further within that Navamsha, take the Jupiter's dispositor, and if that Jupiter's dispositor is friend of the Lagna Lord of D9, that is the first qualification. Second, how he is placed from the Jupiter, the dispositor of Jupiter, how he is placed in the D9. These two indicates whether the marriage will sustain or not. And marriage, most of the time, always you will not find the foolproof charts, but we have this concept called Dosa Samya. It is not the Mars alone or Kuzdosha alone, all malefics to be balanced in both the charts. There is a methodology given, I think even in the website a lot of videos are available. Dosha Samya should be given. In fact, Mrs. Gayatri Devi Vasudev has written a book on Kuzdosha, very small but very good content book. I request you please go through. So Dosha Samya is very important. In fact, she says, lot of people say if somebody has a Kuzdosha but the other person do not have it, is good to match. There is one such theory, but she always says you should match 7th and 8th house related Kuzdosha with again 7th and 8th only, because the dosha is more there, 7th house and 8th house. So one need to balance that. It is Mars indicates the vitality and energy, and that anger or aggression of the Mars to manage, because when Mars is not strong in a male chart, it is not a good sign. But that aggression of the Mars should be within a limits. To handle that, the other person also should have equally important Kuja's presence. That is how it is mentioned. Because astrology should offer the solution rather than saying that there is a problem. And most of the time, astrologists add confusion to the already available problems that we should be aware. 6th house is a celibacy house. So, when 6th Lord is connected with the 7th house or the 7th Lord, some problem or the other, whether it is divorce or temporary separation. Husband is working in a different place and the wife is working in a different job because of that. So sometimes the remedy is also like that. If there is a problem going on, forcibly if somebody can stay separately by job or otherwise. So the remedy for that, when there is a 6th Lord and 7th Lord, in fact in JKR Astro they also say Bhinnapada concept. In Meena Nadi there is a concept. Some planetary nakshatras are distributed between two rasis. For example, you take where Saturn is becoming simultaneously 6th Lord and 7th Lord. In that, for example, Kanishta nakshatras in Makara and Kumbha, they are in two rasis. Because Saturn is also is the 6th Lord, Saturn is also 7th Lord. So there is a marriage is given, but there is a problem also caused during the Dasyantar Dashas. And also we need to focus on the next 3 Dashas at least while matching whether it is a beneficial Dashas If it is the 6th Lord Dasha is coming immediately after the marriage, and if the 6th Lord connected in the chart to the 7th house, we need to take the precautions for that. Moon is very, very important planet because ultimately everything takes the shape in the mind only. Whenever the moon is weak under the malefic influences and the 7th Lord is also debilitated, the problems of the marriage, the disturbances in the mind is pursued more. So the moon condition should be strong. Presence of malefics in the 8th house. Presence of malefics in the 8th, because especially in a female horoscope, 8th house is given importance, it is a Mangalesthana. So that is also an indication. Most of the time people ask a remedy for good problems in the employment. Taking care of your mother-in-law is the good remedy for that. Your job is successful. Why? 4th house from 7th house is your 10th house. 4th house of the, that means your wife's mother, your mother-in-law. If you take care your 10th house is job में problems नहीं है, but these remedies, that means from our chart we can see the relations. And if you please your wife, 7th house, Venus is pleased. Okay. If you touch the feet of your mother, your moon is remedied. If moon related problems, if you offer milk on the Sivalinga on a Monday morning, then your moon is strong. You donate, do a charity for the remedy, and rather than doing the japas, you perform yourself at least 5 minutes of your time and you will be benefited those remedies. There are few nakshatras which are called Dirghaya nakshatras. So when you are matching, if suppose the longevity is also to be considered in the marriage matching, few combinations for short life. If natural malefics are in the kendras, that is a short life combination, so we need to take care. If more than 2 malefics in the kendras, so we need to look into that. That means benefic aspect is not in the lagna and kendras are not under benefic aspect, then we need to take care. Lagna Lord aspecting the lagna is always a very good thing. Rahu Ketu access on 3, 9 and 5, 11 is not good, considered good. Moon in 6, 8, 12 is not a good combination for the marriage, especially when you are seeing the longevity of the person concerned. Lagna Lord in the nakshatra of 8th Lord. I tried to just give 3, 4 things, but Mrs. Gayatri Devi Vasudev has given a good article on this in Advanced Predictive Techniques. Please look into those. So these are all, if somebody has this and if the other person also has some indication of short life, etc., these nakshatras can offset. That is where it is mentioned there in the matching. Venus in the 8th house from the Lagna and 7th Lord is either combust or debilitated is one issue which always see there is some amount of breakage or recurrence in the marriage. So Venus, especially for Kumbha Lagna, Makar Lagna, Tula Lagna, Vrishabha Lagna, under my research I have seen Venus in the 8th house from Lagna and 7th Lord is not strong enough. Please see always the readings from natural zodiac as well. Irrespective of the Lagna of the person concerned, you also see from natural zodiac that house planetary position. As I mentioned before, Saturn in the Lagna is considered as debilitated, irrespective even if it is a Tula Lagna. That means he is going to delay, he is going to give you tensions. And Moon Saturn combination, always person cannot decide. Moon, because doubting character. Moon Saturn combination, person will think 3 times whether I am confident of handling, doing it, etc. So that combination gives you cannot avoid it. But once that combination is there, you need to work on that psychological, how do you overcome that issues. And in case of the planetary results, sometimes in our own system, in Parashari system, whether the Jupiter Dasha is going, means Jupiter is going the result, giving the result, or Nakshatra Lord is giving, and what is the system. Because in Parasara we say 7th Lord means directly we take the 7th house and its Lord. But there is a dispositor, whether the dispositor of that 7th Lord is also strong enough. Any planet sitting in the 7th house. So since we have many parameters, always we think that 7th Lord is weak or strong, so dispositor you have to see, the Nakshatra Lord also you have to see. Now coming to general information, this is Sri A.V. Sundaram's principle. He says the sun, moon in both the charts you have to match, because sun, your lagna, and the moon is the tripod in a chart. So without matching in both the charts, these three things, your matching is incomplete. And always use the Bhava chart for taking the lordship of the planets. Yes, most of the time we encourage to see the Rasi chart for your aspects and Raja Yogas, Pancha Mahapurusha Yogas. But if the Dasya of the sequence is not good, suppose somebody taken birth in, say, Shravana Nakshatra, and his Lagna is falling within the Mesha, Simha or Dhanus, that is Jupiter. The beneficial functional malefics versus functional benefics. Whose Dasya is coming in the sequence? Somebody takes birth in Shravana, next Dasya is what? Puja. Then he is also favorable to this group of Lagnas. So if 3-4 Dasyas covering about 30-35 years of your life is covered, your education, your marriage or employment phase is complete. So that means you need to give the importance to the Dasya sequence which is coming to the birth person from the favorable Dasyas coming or not. That is also important while matching the Dasyas. And Rahu, Ketu, especially Ketu sitting in the 4th house or 5th house, because Ketu in the 5th house is supposed to be giving the miscarriages for the children, so that is one issue. Second, in the 4th house, the domestic happiness. So when Lagna Lord is in the 12th or Ketu is in the 4th, we advise them to work in the MNCs in the night shift or go outside. Because 12th house operation you can avoid only by asking them to go outside, that is foreign or going beyond your natural circumstances from your place. So my astrological combination or matching type I have completed. Most of the time as a student, we think that astrology is given as a rules or principles, etc. But our observation only can give you. And the one suggestion which I want to tell to Dr. Vani to implement in Mirpet from my side with all sincerity is collect the professional background of the student or the faculty and their own data of birth details and use this as a common platform to study the doctor means what are the combinations required. And by seeing some 5-10 doctors combinations you can arrive at. Then if those students want to learn that in that fashion, they will remember it a longer time rather than mugging up or rotting up the combinations. Okay, so that is my general advice. And sometimes people also should use experiment. The KP system, though it is not taught here as a thing, it is not that as a student, once you complete your basic education, always do. And I do extensive work on the Gemini, though I teach also and practice the Gemini theory, especially Charbas and Varnalam's Dasa. But people do not use the Charakarakas, especially Dharakaraka and Nathikaraka usage. And I request, because especially in Vimsotri, if the Dasa period is running for 16 years or 20 years, sometimes going and pinpointing the Dasa results, unless you get mastery over the Vimsotri, it is becoming difficult for you. And I request other people, at least Aruda usage and Charakarakas from the Gemini, please try to use them. And Upapata Lagna, which is very, very critical and important for the marriage matching. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Chapter chairman of BVB. So we have learned many new topics in marriage matching other than regular things. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request Prasad Garu to honor Subhash Garu, chapter chairman of BVB. Now I request all the media people to come onto the dais and Anjaneyu sir and Gopal Krishna sir to please be here.